Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagan Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Relations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasistha, Upashama Prakarana, section 69. Profound insight is being given into process that leads to enlightenment. These topics are at the highest level. But if you plan to go to the mountains, what attracts you? See, picture of the highest peaks. Sage Vasishtha continues, those who are endowed with knowledge, whether they engage themselves in various activities or not, or whether they live with another near and dear ones or not, their minds are free of all attachments. Insight is being given into this one who has attained enlightenment. Sthita prajna. Sthita prajna is internally, subjectively one with God. But that doesn't mean that people will see the Sthita prajna oozing out light from every pore. His external appearance doesn't change. Unless you are spiritually sensitive of something else, like there's a different type of aura, there's peace, a radiation of love. But you have to be sensitive, otherwise enlightened one or anybody else will look the same. If enlightened is too old, can't match with the young people. I'm joking there. So therefore, don't develop in your mind about looks of one who has attained enlightenment. And don't evaluate people on the basis of looks. And also on the basis of their activities. O Rama, the mind should not be allowed to be attached to enjoyments, to actions, to the worries of the past, to the objects of the present. All these are quickly being said. All that mind works on, when you are awake, your mind has opened up a whole Google. Everyone has their own Google. All that you do is to allow a mental tip. Suddenly you turn your mind to when you are 3-year-old. You see someone who, similar face you had seen so many years back, and you begin to remember. I'm just giving you little points, witty points. And you may be thinking of great scriptural teachings, but suddenly your mind dips into little things, petty things. And the mind goes into, suddenly the news comes, and what's going to happen to the world? The mind goes up to the world. But you happen to be the brightest student of cosmology. What is going to happen to this? To Mars? To Jupiter? And to the whole solar system? How long will you stay with the solar system? In other words, mind has a boundless expansion, where mind goes on thinking of so many things. Things that are practically real, but at the same time, what is real, mind exaggerates it. Just like the story of that big banyan tree that's in a big forest. The breeze comes bringing a gossip, not gossip, but a news that the wind god is coming to attack this big banyan tree and will give this banyan tree a big shake by the next morning. When a banyan tree hears it, begins to shake, imagine. And when the wind comes, the wind god is surprised. Banyan tree has broken all its limbs, all the leaves have dropped away, it is dry and miserable. Wind god said, I never in dream would have imagined that I will do that much harm to you. I was just coming to shake you up because you are becoming a little lazy and so reality you never know how much it is. But your mind brings so many imaginations, so many associated thoughts, so many ideas, and your feeling gets involved into it. You set up your mind in a particular way and you communicate with others. You work hard to bring all that. And when you communicate, the person doesn't want to hear anything. And on the other hand, the person wants to say so many things, but you don't want to stop your mouth. So live in that type of mysterious world. But all this big world, what happens when you go to sleep? During the day, you can't live even for a moment without this world, past, present, future. So many things. Go to sleep, all this moves away. Not a single thing, not even time, no space, no ego. You miss nothing. try to understand this is your reality. The real you is not going to miss anything. But you involved with mental projections, vrittis of the mind. That state of you is can be in a state of bondage or in a state of release. In a state of release, you are playing with your Google. You understand, just like you are on the computer, you see so many things, and you know that it's far out, and no matter how terrifying things may develop through your computer, you are untouched. In other words, I'm giving a simile of what's called Leela. You see the world as a sport. If you come to that level, that no matter how the world moves, no matter how your body moves, real I am in everyone is absolutely untouched. If you have come to that state, that's called Jivan Mukti. But Jivan Mukti has another definition. Even if you have not come completely perfect in that level, but you have taken a path that is going to go to that level, and you have no way to return, you are recognized as a Jivan Mukta. As a Jivan Mukta, you go on advancing further and further. So this vast range of things that mind goes on working on, they are being described. You should not be attached to enjoyments, to actions, so many things you have done in your life, so many deeds. You're always thinking of them, always telling others. And many things you have forgotten, they suddenly remember, you become very surprised. Indeed. And the worries of the past. And the objects of the present. That's one way of. Neither to the sky above, nor to the earth below. Your mind goes on after how many things are above. And then mind goes also, what is inside the earth, below? What's going on? The whole science behind it. Some students are very eager to know. 6 miles deep into the earth, what's going on? Neither should it be attached to any of the 4 directions, nor to anything in between the directions. The whole range of field in which mind goes on working. And also understand it has 3 levels. Physical, practical reality. Next one is feeling-based experience. Bhur bhuva. Feeling-based experience is totally different. You are in a house, practical reality is how your house looks, your roof, your this or that. And your house may look wonderful with beautiful garden and even birds, etc. around. But how does it look in your heart? A forest with so many wretched objects in it. So there's another type of reality. And then third type of reality is understanding. What is your view of things? And everyone becomes so attached to their view that they think the other people and their views are completely useless. But all these three are not real. It all depends upon every individual based on their karma and based on their level of their evolution. No two persons live in the same world. To the outside world appearance, they are all living together. But then no two souls are exactly in the same world. Go to sleep in the same room with the same conditions, but no two persons will have exactly the same dream. And while I was describing about mind's extension, you go to sleep, and in dream, a replica of the entire universe comes right there in your dream, within your own bed. And all happenings go on as at that time it's as real as things that you experience in your daily life. So you are also seeing that simply because things appear real, you touch, you smell, and everything is verified by reality. That doesn't mean that everything is real, because in dream you do the same thing. In dream you have a car, you got into a wreck, and you are very mechanical. You figured out exactly what are the things that went wrong. While doing all that, we have absolutely no idea that your car doesn't exist. You have not lost the car. And it is not you who is evaluating all. So all the dream is entirely false. Not a needle point of your dream world is real. And yet, dream can put you into all types of pleasure, pain, and all situations. Exactly the same is with the waking world. It will take mind to handle it. But that's where the spiritual sadhana means. Allowing your mind to handle it, because you are not really handling it. Allowing your mind to open itself to the reality. Reality is all the three stages of experience, physical, mental, intellectual, all three are in the realm of Maya, illusion. It's like you look at the world around you, the earth seems to be very flat. Look up to the sky, beautiful blue. All things you are experiencing, and your mind is perfectly convinced how wonderful the world. But you don't have the slightest question in your mind that all this is matching up to your nervous system. The way your eyes are fashioned, therefore certain things of the world appear to human beings in a particular way. Same things, a bird may not see them exactly the same. Even human nose. Man can be very wise, etc., but his nose is limited. Animal can be most stupid, but his nose smells things that are 6 miles away. So, now understand how all souls, led by their karmas, are experiencing world system in totally different ways. So therefore, you should not allow the mind to be attached to any part of the body, whether it be the center between the eyebrows, the palate, the eyeballs, the mouth, or the centers of the kundalini. Therefore, the sages have evolved what's called kavach, Ramaksha Stotra, and similar stotras, where instead of thinking of your head, Shiro me Raghavapat. May my head be protected by Rama. Kaushalyesu Drishaupat. Let Devi Kaushalya look through our eyes. The Lord of Devika, same Rama eyes, bringing out Dasharatha as the forehead, Kaushalya as the eyes, Vishwamitra Priya Shruti, Vishwamitra as the listening power. In other words, every part of your body is being associated with Rama in different aspects. That's one. There's another way in rituals, nyasa. The scripture have evolved presiding deities of different parts of your body. Eyes are presided by sun god. So you invoke those presiding deities and express your prayers and view your entire body as a big temple. All this is leading you to understand that body is not you. The real you is Brahman. So whether it is the center between your eyebrows, the palate, the eyeballs, the mouth, or the centers of Kundalini and all extra, etc. Now this doesn't mean that you do not have precision about keeping your body healthy. There's a deeper understanding about your relationship with your body. And who am I? You are being led to understand you are not the body, you are Brahman. But as long as you say you are body, you start viewing the body as expressions of God. See that the mind is not attached to the waking state, the dream state or the deep sleep state. And all your experiences are in these 3 states. Waking state, of course that's the practical reality. But as I have already explained, in waking state, you are not exactly getting the reality. Your reality is completely based upon your nervous system. And based on your unconscious, the impressions that we have brought through many lives. Every soul has come with an iPad. And all your experiences are what the iPad gives. What your brain, your nervous system bring out. But everyone has the capacity to utilize this iPad and go beyond. Just like you have, everyone has the possibility. Go and work with your computer. Stay hours, but ultimately get out of it. And nature, in divine plan, reveals it to everyone day by day. Things that are so you are aware of. And now you go to sleep, fall into sleep and experience dream. And now in your dream, you are totally a different person. A different world. And then all that world disappears in deep sleep. In waking state, you are especially aware of your physical body. What I'm trying to explain to you, that all these three states are ever present in your personality. When you are thinking of your body, that means you are in the waking state. Waking state. All the activities of your mind, they are like in dream state. Physical body, subtle body, causal body. All the three bodies are there at all times. When you move your hand, it is physical body. What makes the hand move, that's in the subtle body. And subtle body has your pranas, vital force, has mind and senses, intellect and ego. So all that is there with you all the time. And causal body is your storehouse of impressions that you are constantly drawing. Even when you are hearing lectures, etc., your mind connects the word of the lecture to the meaning you have learned and filters down through your unconscious. So your causal body is involved. Causal, subtle, physical, all three are involved at every moment of your life. We describe more of the three states like waking dream to make it clearer for you. So it is not like a precise only, you will have experience of subtle body only when you go to dream. No, you are experiencing subtle body all the time. You are experiencing causal body all the time. But at the same time, you are you. These bodies are not your reality. Sun appears. The way sun appears, the sun is not the same. But the appearance of the sun from different levels changes. Sun in the midst of clouds appears differently. Sun at the horizon level stage becomes very big, and so forth. But the sun is ever the same, without these changes. Similarly, your essential nature is ever the same. Neither should you allow your mind to be attached to tamas, rajas and sattva. And put it another way, same world, same setting is experienced by you in three ways. When tamas is there, you don't like anything. You like your room. Your eyes are on your bed. When rajas is there, now you have many ideas, full of distraction. Eat, drink, be merry. Lots of sources. Lots for fun. The rajas is the field of distraction and activity. All the three gunas can be positive or negative. If you become a sadhaka, you allow the gunas to be positive for you. How does tamas become positive? When you develop the habit of healthy sleep. Sleep is caused by tamas. The same tamas that would make you lazy and debilitated can make you very bright and brisk. If you utilize the tamas in such a way that you can sleep qualitatively, same tamas is allowing you qualitative experience. Same tamas is allowing you to have defective, distorted experience. Same way rajas is activity. Can be positive, can be negative. Sattva, same, can be positive or negative. Do not let your mind be attached to activity or to inactivity. If you are attached to activity, you are rajasic. Attached to inactivity, you are tamasic. Neither should your mind be attached to the beginning of creation, to the middle of it or the end of it. There are people who are always talking about the ancient times. How wonderful sattva. There are Rama, Krishna. And then there are stories about how did the world begin. And then there's the middle of it. And then there is this pralaya. Srishti, Sthiti and pralaya. When did it start? Creation. How it is being maintained. And when it will ultimately dissolve. I'm giving in a very crude way, but just to make you understand that mind has all this to go after. When mind is distracted, rajasic, then that's what. There are many people who are so worried about that Kali Yuga is coming. And all their talks, etc., are always confined to that. Let not attachment develop towards the objects that are far, towards those that are near, or towards those that are in between. Attachment is a mental act. And sometimes your attachment is to someone who is far away. People who are close by, you don't want to talk to them. Run far away. Your mind is constantly after. Far, near, or in between, all these a range of attachment. First point to understand that all things that you are attached to, they are not absolute reality. In every attachment, you are instinctively trying to fulfill the need of your soul to discover you are everywhere. In every attachment, instinct is to realize your own self. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Anything that appears source of your joy, the subtle point behind it, your heart is trying to figure out where will be the fulfillment of my love. But not knowing where, your mind goes in a distracted way. दिल के टुकड़े हजार हुए. Your heart goes after love. But love breaks into countless pieces. Your heart went out for the sun. But deluded mind sees the sun broken into every little part. एक दिल के टुकड़े हजार. Your heart broke into 1,000 pieces. And those pieces try to bring about a relationship. So therefore, your project is not to develop attachment. Do not be attached to the objects of the senses. And do not allow your mind to be deluded by their desires. Also, do not be attached to various psychic powers that are attained by yogic meditations. All this is a whole range of attachment. Even when people hear about don't be attached to the world, be a yogi. Now your mind tricks you. You start looking for where is a yogi who can make me levitate. Walk on water. Do something that can make me viral. Do not be attached to the objects of the senses. Do not allow your mind to be deluded by their desires. Also, do not be attached to the various psychic powers that are attained by yogic meditations. With a steady intellect, having become firmly established in the self, you should exist in the spirit of absolute detachment in the midst of all the objects. This state is called asamsakti. Asamsakti is absolute detached. Just to understand that Yoga Vasistha, here Yoga Vasistha is touching different levels without giving you the whole series. Whole series begin with Shubhecha. First, when your personality becomes involved with aspiration, that in itself requires a lot of perspiration through many lives. as a result of a lot of good karmas done through many lives, that idea enters in your heart, that my purpose is to attain God realization. And how wonderful it would be if I am guided by the right person. And you begin to enjoy so many qualities that make you a deserving student. Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampat, and all those points I have discussed many times. When you are developing those qualities and with that type of aspiration, then it's called Shubhecha. Now your desire is Shubh. Until then, Ashubh. And the next stage, while describing these are stage steps, in practice you fluctuate. You can be Shubhecha in the morning, you go into Vicharana afterwards, you can slip back to Shubhecha again, and then slip back to Anicca. But if you are advancing in the right way, you will stay more focused on a higher stage. Even if you slip back, you do it only just like your head has to slip this way or that way. Only to make adjustment. A tree may shake. Shaking can be two types. Shaking that is healthy, adjusting itself to be healthier, having more root strength, or shaking that breaks it. So in proper sadhana, you will go through all these 7 steps, and I'm just giving you the names. Shubhecha is, I have explained, aspiration. Vicharana, your mind begins to understand, and you allow your mind to enjoy a delightful research into who am I. It is not an intellectual research for making money. It's a deep interest in understanding who am I? What's my possibility? What is real success? And what fascinates, mind having understood I am Brahman, now the whole process becomes fascinating process if you have understood it in a profound way. Called vicharana, called inquiry, translated as inquiry. But inquiry is not just ordinary inquiry, otherwise you are always inquiring people. And the third stage comes tanu manasa. Both ways it is tanu manasi bhumika or tanu manasa. Tanu manasa is more authentic. Tanu means attenuated. Manas relates to mind. Mind that is full of impurities, anger, hate, pride, greed, etc. Especially mind that is under the control of raga and dvesha. That's a sthula mind, mind with obesity. Tanu, it's attenuated, lose its obesity. And what I'm implying, the mind that becomes free of attachment and hatred. Attachment and hatred, they influence your mind. They are like slaps, they give you slaps. Attachment gives you one slap and you move one way. Hatred gives you another slap, you move another way. Like and dislike. And your mind constantly moves on based on like and dislike. But this like and dislike movement becomes so thin that instead of slap, it is just like a soft touch. Then it's called Tanuman. Fourth one is known as Sattvapatti. When Raga Dvesha begins to move away, then comes a stage where your ego itself begins to turn transparent, what's known as self-effacement. Mind becomes so pure that ego does not hold its nose up. Ego does not swell up. It becomes completely humble. So humble that it will not become egotistic again. Ego will be there, but you will not suffer from egoism or ego inflation. Then it's called Sattvapatti. If you have come to that state, practically you have become a Jivan Mukta. But as you further advance, called Asam Sakti, and that's what their Yoga Vasistha is talking about. Asam Sakti means, since you have utter humility, no abhiman, no egotistic pride, and you are not driven by raga dvesha, like and dislike. When you are not vulnerable to these, when you have come to that state, you have practically attained liberation, because you have no other way to go. Next state is called Padartha Bhavana. The whole world disappears, like as if in deep sleep. And the last is called Turiyaga, also known as Turiya, which is absolute, cannot be described beyond the three descriptions of waking, dream, deep sleep. Presently, what is being highlighted is Asam Sakti. You become so internally untouched that as if you are the sky, and all things that happen, they are like clouds. And the sky and cloud will never match up. Sky will hold all the clouds, but the clouds have no power to make any scratch in the sky. Similarly, all experiences of the world will continue. Your heart will be handling all of them. But they have come and gone, and your heart is like the sky. That's the state to aim at. That's the state of liberation. And with this, I'm going to conclude. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukuma Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.